Hello viewers, join me in this tutorial today where I want to put into perspective and clearly simplify one of the most important chords in gospel music and in playing of piano in general, and that is the dominant 7 chord. This chord is like everything in music. So I want to take you through the step by step. How is this chord formed? How important is it? What do we use it for? And where can we use it? Now, the tutorial today is going to be in the key of C sharp major. We also call it the flat D. So I'll start by first of all spelling out the C sharp major scale. So C is number 1, D sharp number 2, F is number 3, F sharp number 4, G sharp number 5, A sharp number 6, and this C is number 7. We are back to that. So the scale. So you've got, if at all you're learning this, you've got to practice it first of all. Then you'll have to do the diatonics. So how is the dominant chord formed? So in the dominant chord, we stack a minor third to our just a major triad. Like in this key, let's say chord number 1 is going to be the C sharp major. Let me put it there for clarity. I need to look at my fingers. So we just stack in a minor third. So this is the triad. This interval here is a minor third. So when we add it here, this gives a dominant chord. Indeed, the dominant chord is like the foundation of all the gospel music, because when we think of advanced maneuvers in the play of piano, they are normally done on the dominant chord. But in this particular beginner version of this dominant chord, I want to look at how is it formed. This is what we have. And if you look at the diatonic chords of the scale, if this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, this chord number 4, this chord number 5, this chord number 6, this chord number 7, and this is back to number 1, you'll realize that chord number 5 in most cases is normally played as a dominant chord. So that is just one of the simple uses. Normally when we are playing the notes of the scale, let's say we have a progression like just in the same scale of C sharp, let's say our progression is 1, 4, then 1, then you play 5. So you'll find that we do 1, I'm doing 1 in the second inversion, 4 in the first inversion. I come back to 1 in the second inversion. And then when I'm going to 5 now, you'll realize that I play this. So this is the dominant chord of the G sharp. And this one will take me back to 1. So I don't just play number 5 as a triad, but I add that flat 7 there to give it that jazzy quality. So we have the progression is 1, 4, 1. Then I have my 5 here. And you hear the way it sounds. That's what is normally used. So today I want to give a general rule, and this is going to help. Like the dominant chord, what we're calling the dominant 7 chord, can be used as a passing chord. It can be used as a passing chord to all the chords of the scale. Now, like I'll start by how do we pass to chord number 4? So when you want to move to chord number 4, let's say you are in chord number 1 and your chord number 4, of course, number 1 is C sharp. Remember our tutorial is in C sharp. And your number 4 is the F sharp there. If you want to use the dominant 7 chord as a passing chord, then this is a summary and the quickest way to help you practicing and master the dominant 7 passing method. We normally call it the dominant 7 passing rule. It is a rule, and it works in almost all the 6 chords, except the diminished, which is the 7th chord in this scale. So if we want to move to chord number 4, our chord number 4 is F sharp here. Let's say we are in chord number 1. We want to move to chord number 4. So we are going to use the dominant 7 of chord number 1. So like we are number 1, so the dominant 7th chord of this chord number 1, this is what we have, will be our passing to number 4. So we play 1, and we just do its dominant chord. I've already told you how we do the dominant chord. Then we go to number 4. So that is what I'm explaining in this tutorial. How can we use the dominant 7 as passing? So we've said that when you want to move to chord number 4, you just use the dominant chord of chord number 1. From whichever, let's say you are even in chord number 2. Let's say you are in chord number 2 and you wanted to move to chord number 4. But you've decided that depending on how the song is structured, you want to use the dominant 7 passing chord. So whether you are here, you are playing chord number 2, and your target chord is number 4, then to move there, you are going to use them. So you are going to play your 2, then you play the dominant 7 of chord number 1, that takes you to number 4. I want to believe it is clear. So as a rule, for you to move to chord number 4, from whichever the chord, in the key or in the scale in which you are playing, you use the dominant 7 of chord number 1. Now, when you are moving to chord number 5, when you're moving to chord number 5 now, our number 5 is the G sharp major, still in the scale of C sharp. Then we are going to use the dominant 7 chord of chord number 2. So in this scale, our chord number 2 is D sharp. So if we want to move to chord number 5, this is our chord number 5. So we are going to use the dominant 7th chord of our D sharp. And this is the D sharp. So let's say we're having a progression where we are moving from 1 to 5. So you can decide that from this one, you first of all do this. That is when you do 5. So we have 1. Where this one now has been used as a passing chord. And remember, this is the dominant 7 chord of this chord number 2 in the scale of C sharp. So we use it and we land here. This is our G sharp in the first inversion. Or let me just put it simply as a note which is missing there. So you're following what I'm doing? I'm moving from our chord number 1. I'm having chord number 1, and I want you to see this clearly. Then we go to 5. So in that case, the rule there is whenever you're moving to chord number 5, use the dominant 7th chord of chord number 2. And when you are moving to chord number 6, now our chord number 6 is A minor in this particular scale. When you are moving to chord number 6 from whichever the chord, then we use the dominant 7th chord of chord number 3. Our chord number 3 in this scale is the F, but we use the dominant 7 of this F. So we just have our F. So this one will take us clearly to our chord number 3. I hope you are following and you are taking notes, because after this I would want you to go and try to practice these passing chords. Until you now know, we're just still in C sharp. We are keeping it simple here. Maybe I will illustrate towards the end in C major so that those who are just beginning can also see this. Those who are not maybe able to play in the C sharp. So when you're moving to chord number 6, we use the dominant 1, 2, 3. So the dominant chord which is built here is the F dominant 7. And this one is used as a passing chord to chord number 6. Remember, in this scale, chord number 6 is this. So this works out very well. It works out very well and produces a very jazzy sound there. This is just number 6 in the first inversion, and we also have that in the second inversion. So we can have this. So we can have this one here as the dominant 7, and it takes us to number 6. Now, when we are moving to chord number 1 now, we normally use the dominant 7 of chord number 5. So in our scale of C sharp, chord number 5 is this. So we play the dominant 7 of this chord number 5 and we land to 1. So I want you to practice this. Practice moving from this, and then you go to chord number 1. just this, whichever the inversion of number 1, that is the rule. Remember, I'm giving the general rule to make your work easier without you having to crack your heads that how do I move here? And finally, when you want to move to chord number 2, remember chord number 2 is a D sharp minor in this scale here. If you want to move to chord number 2, then we are going to use the dominant 7 chord of chord number 6. So the 6 dominant 7, this is number 6 in this scale, 7, 6. So this is the triad, this is the dominant 7. This will take us to number 2. So if you are in a progression and you want to move to number 2, which is the D sharp minor, then you just play the dominant 7 of our chord number 6. And chord number 6 is A minor. So you play the dominant 7 of A minor. And this one takes you to, can even take you to minor 7 or just the minor in the simple triad. I'm keeping it simple without having to play the B chords or the giant chords so that you can follow. The intention of this tutorial is to help you know the dominant 7 passing rule so that you can navigate through all the chords. So now I think I've taken you through all the dominant 7 chords that we can be using to pass into the various chords. And maybe in C, for those who are just starting, just as I recap, remember we said when you are moving to chord number 4, we use the dominant 7 of chord number 1. This is our dominant 7 of chord number 1. This is the dominant 7 of chord number 2, and we are going to use it to pass to 5. Yeah, this will pass to 5 if you are in C. And then the dominant 7 of chord number 3 in C. C is E, so we have the E major here. Remember, 1, 2, 3. So this is our E. So when you play the dominant 7 of this, the dominant 7 of chord number 3 will take you to 6, which is the A minor. So this will take you to 6 here. I'm playing the A minor in the second inversion. I hope you understand the inversions, or I just play it in the root position to enable you see. So this one will take you to chord number 6 for those who have not learned the chord inversions yet. So it takes you there. And then for number 5 is G. So the dominant 7 of number 5 is this. The dominant 7 of chord number 5 here will take you straight away to number 1, the second inversion. Or we have that. And then the dominant 7 of chord number 6. Chord number 6 is A. So the dominant 7 of chord number 6 is this one. And this dominant 7 of chord number 6 will take you to chord number 2. Number 2 is D. I'm just striking D there. So this is number 6. It will take you to 2. Remember, 2 is a minor in the scale of C, but we use this dominant 7. I want you to hear that tension because of the tritone that it contains. Yes, so this takes you to, that is a passing. So I believe that is the summary I wanted to give there. If this video is giving you some value and insight on how you can increase the quality and the value of your chords, then please like this video and share it. And if you are new in this channel, my name is Nick Spian. I would urge you to subscribe to this channel so that you can help me grow it. Bye-bye. That is what we had today in the dominant 7 passing rule. Remember, this is a rule, so just master that rule, practice it, and it will propel your play into the next level. See you in the next video.